Have you ever thought, why do I suck at fantasy football? Welcome. This is the Commissioner Fantasy Football Podcast.
And welcome to week 14. The playoffs are here. Here, the host, the Commissioner, Matt Vitale. Say hello.
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 Are you excited?
Whoa. No, I'm not excited. I did not make the
come
playoffs,
on. You got to get enthusiastic
but
about the
I
playoffs.
did kick your ass.
No,
And by
that's
kick your
not an
I beat
ass
you by like
kicking.
7
Come on.
points.
That's not an ass kicking.
Hey, I beat you. Okay.
You beat me.
All I have. This is all I have in life. Beating you.
Yeah. Congratulations.
2-0 for the year. That's all I got to say.
Hey, I'll take that. I got a bye week. I'm relaxing. It's nice. It's nice to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. For those of you who didn't make it, I feel your pain. For the rest of the season, we have FanDuel and other betting experiences. So.
Good. You brought that up. I was thinking about that. Look, if your fantasy season is over and you're not in the playoffs, you want to keep playing. Because one thing I want to tell Vitali right now, since he's listening, Matt is here, my brother.
Sure.
This is the year that, because we're going to be talking about it on this podcast, we're going to be going over all these games, and he's going to be watching because we have the toilet bowl he's playing for. So all this time, I think what you're going to learn is it's going to prepare you for next season. These players are going to perform like a Cam Akers or DeAndre Swift coming back. These players are going to be the key players for next season for your draft, that you'll be like, I remember that guy. But people that give up, that already gave up like 2 weeks ago, you won't be ready for next year. So hopefully you're listening.
That's what I not give up. I don't think I'm going to make it to the toilet bowl this season. Pretty sure I'm going to beat Steven.
Poor Steven. Hey, Steven, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Twice. He has worse luck than you in our league.
He had a better record. He just didn't score as much points. So how's that? Yeah. How is that worse than me? I scored more points than him.
No, he was in the toilet bowl last year, and I can't remember the last time he made the playoffs. I feel bad.
Well, Steven, you gotta listen to more of this podcast.
He does. So
well, then you gotta be better, Eric. Give Steven
just
better
want to point
advice.
out I have how are you now?
This has all been a scheme to give Steven poor advice, by the way. This whole podcast.
Hey, how are you now?
Good, and you?
Good, and you?
Not so bad.
No. Not so bad. All right, so let's get into the games. All right, game one.
Okay. Hold on. Before we get into the games, just a few things.
Yeah.
If I started Deebo Samuel last week, not only would I have won last week, but I would be in the playoffs today.
And whose advice didn't you take on this podcast?
One player. And if Johnny Wan and Frank Gore played, or I put in I had T.Y. Hilton. If I put T.Y. Hilton in over Gore and Johnny Wan, I also would make the playoffs.
Did you? And if you guys, did you guys watch the KC game where Hill actually caught a pass, but he didn't think he caught it?
Yeah, it was a touchdown, wasn't it?
Dude, it was a touchdown. Yeah. That touchdown would have won Johnny, and you would have been in the playoffs. Dude, that should have counted. Mm-hmm. Nobody paid attention. Even Tyreek Hill was like,
yeah, he didn't know he made the catch because it was like between his legs, and he didn't know if it hit the floor or not. He just assumed he didn't, and then the replay, and you're like, no, that's a catch.
Yeah, that ruined your season.
Yeah, these last 2 weeks, losing by 0.07. Another injury, just summons up my year. And I have great matchups for the playoffs if I made them.
Fantasy football can be a heartbreak. It can be a great, but look,
mistress, I tell you.
Hey, these weekends, people are going to get their hearts broken in the playoffs. So it's like,
mistress.
All right, let's get into the games. All
right, game number 1, Patriots at the Rams.
So you got the Patriots on a short week. They were in LA. They're still in LA, which I guess that's good since they don't have to travel back and forth. I don't know. I didn't read any reports that they traveled. So they're back in LA. They're back at the scene. I don't know if the scheduling was like that, but I don't know who to start for the Patriots. I cannot trust Cam Newton in the playoffs. Not trusting him. Damian Harris. The Rams have a good run D. James White.
Even if they didn't, like, which one do you start? Which one's going to get the touchdowns? Who's going to get the touches?
What I would do in this game, if you have James White and you're desperate for a running back, James White would be the start for me. Mm-hmm. He didn't have a great game, but look, I think they're going to be behind in this game. I think on a short week, the Rams are more and more rested. They have a better defense. I don't think the Patriots have that great of a defense as they should against the Chargers.
Yeah, but they've been playing well for not having anyone.
Bill Belichick. Oh, Mr. Right? Belichick,
like,
huh?
Like, I mean, not to degrade Cam Newton, but who, like, they don't have anyone.
No, I mean, they have these young wide receivers.
Yeah, but they're still winning games. They're doing these route runs, and it's definitely the coaching. Yeah.
So for them, I don't know where else to start. So I would stay away from the Patriots if you're in the playoffs. For the Rams, look, you got to start your Robert Woods, your Cooper Kupp. Cam Akers is the guy for me to start. I know Henderson got a touchdown, but like I'm sticking with Cam Akers. I think and the Rams defense. So that's pretty much it.
I don't know about the Rams defense.
I would start them. I would on a short week for the Patriots. Yeah, I would start them.
I don't know. Okay. All right.
I'm starting them in the league. I have the Rams defense. I'm starting them. So Cam Newton makes mistakes.
I have a feeling not a good start this week, but okay.
I disagree. Start your Rams defense. I think they're a top 10 defense. All right,
good. Disagree with me. I know nothing. Game 2, Packers at the Lions.
Ooh, if you have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, I think you could start both against this Detroit bad run defense, bad everything.
Again, Jamal Williams gets a lot of touches, even when Aaron Rodgers does well or poorly.
Yeah, last game, he didn't get as many touches because Aaron Jones kind of took over. And that kind of happens. And he had that amazing run. I put it on my on the Instagram.
He took away.
Yeah, he won me a league because of that 56-yard touchdown run, which is a beautiful run if you look at it. Very talented. No, they didn't. Aaron Jones scored a touchdown, 56-yard run touchdown.
So you were talking about Williams. Williams had a pretty big play they took away.
I don't recall. I was watching that game, but
because you don't start Williams.
So Jamal Williams would be if you're desperate. I'd rather start Jamal Williams than any of these other guys. I'm probably going to start Jamal Williams in the league in the playoff matchup. So you start your Rodgers, you start your Adams. You can start Tanyan. Looks like he's being targeted a lot, and then Lazard. I think the Lions stink. I think this is going to be a blowout, and then you're going to have Stafford coming back and throwing the ball. Hopefully, Galladay's back. Sounds like.
Even if Galladay's back, Marvin Jones.
You could probably start because they're going to be playing catch-up. This is a game. It's in Detroit. It's indoors. Packers are on the roll.
Mustard, so I don't know.
So Hawkinson, you start. Galladay, you start. Swift, you start. And Marvin Jones, if you're desperate, again, they're going to be throwing the ball. All right, easy game.
3, Texans at the Bears.
Oh boy, the weather in Chicago. Pay attention to the weather, because if you have to start Watson in the playoffs in Chicago, and it's bad weather. I seen Watson. Remember against the Cleveland Browns in bad weather.
Yeah,
he gave you a fat nothing. So this is
a fat nothing. It wasn't a lot, but it wasn't horrible.
It was like 5 points. That's horrible.
Was it? What week was that?
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you remember. It was bad weather. It was in Cleveland.
Hold on, I tell you.
Yeah, you got to go and look. So
I'll go look.
If you look, we watch the weather. If it's high winds, I'm not trusting Watson, especially without Fuller. But if it's decent weather in Chicago, which it was last week, start Watson, start Kiki QT, Brandon Cooks, and David Johnson.
15.92.
At Cleveland?
Yeah, week 10.
All right, maybe I was mistaken, but still a tough game.
But their defense was good.
Again, the wind that was bad weather. So Baker couldn't throw for anything. For the Bears, again, Trubisky is a good start this week. Montgomery, Allen Robinson, even Mooney.
Are they done with Foles?
Yeah, they're done with Foles. I think they want to see what Trubisky can do. And look, he against that last game though this past weekend, he didn't do too bad. The Bears should have won. No, that's the Bears, but I think in this game, the Texans defense stinks. So,
and Montgomery and Allen Robinson, obviously. Anybody else from the Bears?
No, maybe Mooney. Or the defense.
Hit or miss, right?
If it's bad weather, start your Bears defense.
Okay.
All right.
Game 4, Cowboys at the Bengals.
Those Cowboys and those Bengals. Dude,
Zeke
this is
too bad today.
Zeke matchup is the best right now for this game.
I know, but Zeke didn't look bad today.
No, I mean Zeke is Zeke, and look, they wanted to run the ball. They want to establish the run.
Throw to him for shit though. Did you see those passes?
Yeah, he made a few, but he missed a few.
There were 4 or 5. There were 3 or 4 passes that Zeke could have easily got 20, 30 yards out of, and Dalton just didn't throw the ball to him.
I had a buddy who was texting me, and he needed less than 11 from Zeke, and he barely got it. So some of those catches helped. For the Cowboys, I think you could pretty much start if you have a Cowboy on your team. I think also depending on weather, pay attention to the weather. Now it's December, mid-December. This is in Cincinnati and Chicago. These places have bad weather. So if weather is great, I could start pretty much anybody from the Cowboys. Zeke, Cowboys defense, you name it. Start everybody.
I don't know if I'd start Cowboys defense. They're really bad.
I don't think they're that bad. I don't think that, especially Bengals. I don't think
Bengals offense is that far gone.
I think it's that far gone
against the Cowboys.
If Mixon is back, then that might be he should be back. So Mixon should be back.
If Mixon's back and they're actually going to run him, then he's going to go through that run defense, man.
Yeah. So again, depending on weather too, you could start your boy T. Higgins, AJ Green. I don't know, man. This Brandon Allen, the new quarterback. Not Brandon Allen. No, forgot his first name. I mix up the Allens. But look, I hope you have better options. That's all I can say. So, but it's not a bad start. If it's good weather, it's not a bad start. Like T. Higgins or Boyd, these are decent starts against the Cowboys.
If you are in the playoffs, or if you're fighting not to make the toilet bowl, and Mixon is back, do you start him?
Yes, I have Mixon. You know me. I have Mixon a bunch of leagues. I am putting him in this game. I am starting him. If he's back, that means he's healthy. They've kept him away for a while. They put him on IR. So if he's going to play, I know he's going to be 100%. If he's 100%, they're going to use him. Giovanni Bernard struggling.
At this point, their season's done, right?
Yeah. And again, last year, their season was done, and Mixon just kept usage. So they want to get something from Mixon. They don't want him to be stagnant the rest of the season.
Got it.
So if he's healthy, good go.
All right. Chiefs at the Dolphins.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So, I mean, the Dolphins are, again, a good defense, but look, you know who to start for the Chiefs.
Everyone?
You can't send anybody.
I don't know. Dolphins defense has been looking pretty good.
Yeah, but again, this is the Chiefs.
They're not going to hold the Chiefs down to like a touchdown or anything.
No. The Chiefs are the Chiefs.
They can get a few interceptions, some sacks, stuff like
maybe, that. Maybe. But I really look. You start your Chiefs, your top Chiefs. CEH is the one. Monitor. Make sure. Oh, Andy Reid screwed everybody. So many people.
Make sure he's actually going to play.
Sucks. And if the coach doesn't say anything or whatever, I mean, he was just.
Was there an update saying he's sick and he might not?
He was sick, but he was active. And during the game,
they didn't just say he had COVID.
I don't know. So it's whatever. For the Dolphins, look, you could start Tua probably. You could start Miles Gaskins. Could start, and Gesicki or Parker. Those are decent starts.
Parker, Tua,
and Miles Gaskin.
Got it. Gesicki did pretty well.
Yeah, he caught a weird touchdown. Usually he doesn't get a lot of touchdowns from Tua, so I think it's a little fluke.
Yeah, it's usually he usually gets it from Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. That if you watch that touchdown he caught, it was he's talented. Tua didn't give him a great pass, but look, he caught it. I don't know if it's gonna happen again.
Maybe they're having the love connection. We'll see,
but I wouldn't trust him. If you have better options than Gesicki, please.
All right, game 6, Cardinals at the Giants.
Murray. After those shoulder injuries, he's not the same. Hopkins is not the same. No passing. The whole team is losing.
What about
I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs.
Drake?
You start Drake. You have to start Drake. Look, they're heavy on the run. Drake is getting better, and Drake is talented. But you have to start Hopkins. You have to start Murray. You can't get away from these guys. But that Giants defense just beat Wilson, Russell Wilson.
They did.
Yeah.
Now, was that Wilson beating himself, or was it?
No, that defense is, dude, they're playing a hell of, dude. Them and the Washington football team are playing the lights out. They're beating the teams that people didn't expect.
Well, they are fighting for a playoff spot, both of them, right?
Yep, those two teams are on top of the division.
Yeah, with their under 500 records.
Yeah, with backup quarterbacks, they're winning. Look, both Washington and the Giants, their defenses are playing amazing. They're being well coached. So now I'm scared every time I see the Giants and the other team. So those of you who have Cardinals, this could be a rough week.
Yep. You think
And
Jones
it's
is going to
at
play?
New York.
If Jones plays, do you start him?
Yes.
Yes.
Gallman, you start. I would start Shepard and Ingram. Ingram is a great tight end start, especially if Jones is back.
None of the other guys.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna trust. I'm not gonna trust. What's his name? Sorry, jeez.
Slayton.
Yeah, jeez. I'm not gonna trust him. Look, he could give you a fast 0. Shepard, he's a PPR guy. So those are the guys I would trust.
Fat 0.
He hasn't this year. If the games he's played, he's been decent. So.
Okay. Vikings at Buccaneers.
Vikings at Buccaneers. Oh, Vikings at Buccaneers.
Ooh, should be a good one.
Yeah, again, Buccaneers are good defense, but look, the Vikings know how to run the ball. That's what they do. So Cook is the start.
With Jefferson. Ooh.
Look, you start Jefferson and Thielen. They can't cover both.
Jefferson. Man, he looked good.
He's the dude. Vikings on point made one of the best draft picks. Honestly, they gave up Diggs. They traded Diggs, but they got Jefferson. I think he's better than Diggs. Not better talent wise, but he fits more into their system.
And obviously, you start Cook, right?
Yeah, you start.
What
Cook
about Cousins?
Sure. No, I ain't trusting Cousins. No,
with Jefferson.
Not even with Jefferson. Look, this could be a bad game for Jefferson, Thielen, and Cook. That can happen. So no, this is not a. I'm not rolling the dice with the Cousins.
Bucks had a week off. What do you think?
Ooh, you start everybody. You start Brady. You start Rojo. You start Evans, Godwin, Gronk is a good start. Look, Vikings stink.
I told you Gronk would be good.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Brady's being used, but again, this is Brady. He knows Gronk. He knows when he needs something, he goes to him.
That's what I said in the beginning of the year.
Well, good.
I should have kept him. It's just my roster was.
I couldn't trust Gronk, and I was wrong on him.
I didn't keep him because I had Kittle, and I was like, I'm not starting Gronk over Kittle, so I'll just. And then 2 weeks later, Kittle goes down, and Gronk was ready on the different team. Great.
Yeah.
Bad management by me.
Well, no, you don't want to keep injuries. You can never predict, and I never keep 2 tight ends unless you're at the end of the season. You want to keep 2 tight ends, but in the beginning, no.
Keep your tight end tight at the end.
Yeah. All right. Last game for part 1.
Broncos at the Panthers.
This could be a nice shootout game. So this could be Drew Lock. You could start Melvin Gordon, Tim Patrick, Judy. These are guys. Look, Drew Lock is a decent quarterback.
They looked pretty good last week. Who were they playing?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, they played the Chiefs, and they looked good. They looked like they could be contenders.
They could have beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like, you're like, is this the same Denver from week 5?
No, they're not a bad team. They're well coached, and again, Drew Lock makes the biggest difference there.
Yep.
But the Panthers, hopefully, Christian McCaffrey's back. He should be back. So those of you who made the playoffs with Christian McCaffrey, like I have in 2 leagues, he should be good to go. You start him. You don't see him. If DJ Moore, watch DJ Moore injury. He was injured. He looks like he's on COVID. I'm not sure why he's on COVID. If DJ Moore doesn't play, Curtis Samuel is a good start. And, of course, you start Anderson.
I know this isn't about this game, but what was that whole thing about Des Bryant?
Yeah, he was tested positive right before the game or something. He found out about a test.
He tweeted something about how it's all bullshit and he's not going to play anymore.
Yeah, he really wants to play against his former team, right? Prime time, everybody's watching, and now he can't because of the stupid COVID. COVID literally ruined. And again, he probably could have performed in this game. Yeah. They probably would have been targeting him. Again, it's his former team. He spent his entire career there.
I get it.
So I think he was emotional. I think he might be back. Sure but that was an emotional text or tweet.
I mean, I think the only way he cannot play is if he forfeits his contract. So,
yeah, I don't know his contract or anything on the details like that. But look, Look, any questions, please hit me up. Let me know. So, again, there's some tough starts.
Walking at the grocery
starts.
store, don't be afraid. Stop by, ask him whatever questions you have.
He
talks to 30, 40 people every day, just out and about, asking them about his podcast, all his questions, great stuff. So,
hey, I'm just happy.
Congratulations for making the playoffs, man. I'm proud of you as your
in Dynasty. I'm still fighting for a spot.
You are. That's right. So in Dynasty, our playoffs start next week.
Yeah, guys, any questions? Good luck. Hopefully you made the playoffs. If not, just again listen. Play on FanDuel. Hit me up if you want to play on FanDuel. We'll play every week for money. So, hey,
I'm gonna go drink.
All right. Good luck, guys.
All right.
For part 2.
Dude, you better not be sleeping after that podcast. That was an amazing message. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Commissioner. Also subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Any comments, questions, concerns, send them to the Instagram page, The Commissioner, your fantasy football guide.